everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2005 movie Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This was the final movie in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, and in this movie, Chancellor Palpatine is planning on taking over the Republic, and Anakin falls to the dark side and becomes his new apprentice because he's afraid that Padme is going to die in childbirth. And Palpatine says that he has ways that he could save Padme and everything. So he agrees to join Palpatine, who's now going by Darth Sidious. Hush. And they execute Order 66, where the clones kill all of the Jedi and everything, except for Obi-Wan and Yoda. And there's a big battle at the end between Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda and Darth Sidious and everything, and then we get to see how Anakin becomes the Darth Vader we know from the prequel trilogy, when Obi-Wan cuts his arm and legs off. But this movie is a really, really good one. It's easily the best in the prequel trilogy. I've said for the longest time that Phantom Menace was my favorite, and I think that's more because of nostalgia, because really, to be honest, this one is just a really, really great entry, and not just the prequel trilogy, but the whole franchise. I absolutely love Revenge of the Sith, and everything. The cast in here is really good. I think that Hayden Christensen is actually really, really good as Anakin in this movie. I think he's a hell of a lot better than he was in Attack of the Clones and everything. I think that the dialogue wasn't quite as bad as Attack of the Clones, but it did still have a few cringy moments, like the part where Padme's like, "Hold me like you did by the lake on Naboo." Just really, really corny and everything. But and part of that scene didn't really make, or part of that dialogue didn't make sense, because she's like, there was no war, no and stuff going on, and it's like, the entire reason y'all were on Naboo is because there were people planning to start the Clone Wars, and you were about to get assassinated. So I don't really fully get what she meant by that, unless of course she meant like after they got married. Maybe, I don't know. But even then, the Clone Wars was going on after they got married, so I'm not 100% sure what she meant by that. But and then there's a few other parts where the dialogue between them two is just really, really bad and everything. But besides that, there's not really anything that I could say I have negativities with. The CGI, there is still a lot of CGI like in Attack of the Clones, but I actually think that it's some of the best CGI that I've seen in a movie. The CGI still holds up very, very well and everything. It doesn't really look bad like it did in Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. I think part of that's because the technology had advanced between 2 and 3 and everything, so that part didn't really bother me. And there's a lot of emotional moments. When they execute Order 66 and all the Jedis are getting killed, that montage that goes on, and the score that's playing and stuff, it's like really heartbreaking seeing all of these Jedis that feel like you can tell, like, right before they get killed, that they feel betrayed and stuff. And especially the scene when Anakin kills the younglings. That's one of the saddest scenes in the movie and everything. I thought it was pretty ballsy that they at least went far enough to have him kill younglings and everything, because most normal movies wouldn't do that, and you wouldn't have expected it in a Star Wars movie. I was really surprised by that, but it was still a pretty sad scene, especially when Obi-Wan finds out about Anakin and everything. Ewan McGregor's performance in that scene, when he finds out that Anakin's the one that killed the younglings and has gone to the dark side, his performance is just really amazing and everything. And like at the end of their battle and stuff, right before Anakin he leaves Anakin, he's like, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you," and stuff. His performance in that scene is just really heartbreaking, and he's amazing in this movie. I absolutely love him as Obi-Wan. I think this was his best performance to date as Obi-Wan, and it's probably one of my favorite performances just of Ewan McGregor as an actor. He's just really, really great in this movie. Yeah, I think that Natalie Portman was still pretty good as Padme. The only thing on her was that I feel like that she wasn't in it enough. Like, because of her being pregnant, she couldn't do very much and everything, so she was kind of stuck in their house and everything. I would have liked to see her in the action, but I also understand why she wasn't and everything. They gave it a good reason for why she wasn't able to join in on stuff. I showed us. But yeah, this is, like I said, I love Revenge of the Sith. This was the very first Star Wars movie I got to see in the theaters too. So I love that too, and that's one of the reasons why I have a lot of love for this movie too, I think. And like I said, nostalgia on all three of the prequels is pretty high and everything, but when I watched this one, I really enjoyed it a lot this time, and I always enjoy it though. I mean, it's easily one of the best, so I've just been lying to myself saying that I like the Phantom Menace more and everything, but this movie has so many other scenes, like a lot of really good action too, like the fights between Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Count Dooku at the beginning, and even when Palpatine tells him to kill Count Dooku and everything, and Dooku looks at him with that betrayed look on his face and everything, even though you're not supposed to care about Count Dooku and stuff, you still feel bad for him and everything. He's like, he couldn't believe that this person that he trusted is gonna let him get killed and everything. I thought that was really cool about this movie. Like the acting and stuff in here is just really, really good, and everything. I thought R2-D2 and C-3PO were really good in here. They didn't really do a lot of, they didn't add too much humor and stuff with it. There was a little bit of humor with R2-D2 at the beginning of the movie. That some of my favorite R2-D2 scenes, like when they're on the ship and everything. One of my favorite ones is like when he flies into the room after when Obi-Wan, Palpatine, and Anakin are trying to escape from and everything, and all of a sudden all the droids and stuff come up to take them to General Grievous, and he like tries to shock one of them, and then they kick him over. For some reason that scene always cracks me up. I always thought that scene, the scenes in the beginning with R2, just really are probably my favorite scenes some of my favorite scenes of him in this movie, outside of the beginning of A New Hope. But this is a really, really good movie. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because of that really cheesy and cringeworthy dialogue at those couple of scenes. But besides that, there's not really anything about this movie that I didn't like. I think it was a great way to end the prequel trilogy, especially with the second one being one of my least favorites. I was really, really happy that this one was really great and everything, and it's still easily one of the best Star Wars movies. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Revenge of the Sith. Do you think it's one of the best Star Wars movies, or do you think it's one of the worst? Let me know in the comments what you think, and hope you enjoy this movie, and have a good day, everybody.